Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Chris, your sneaker professor. The website is arch-usa.com, and I'm making all of this noise with this thing. And I know somebody's like, what are you making all this noise for? And I apologize for making all of that noise. But watch until the end of the video, and you can find out how you could potentially win something that I got a long time ago and I couldn't figure out how to use. And it's a Kodak CL Pensole Vibram backpack. And I've never taken it out of the bag. I feel horrible about that, so I'm going to gift it to someone. So if you make it to the end of this video, I'm going to leave information on how you could win this. And that's it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make you have to pay for shipping, though, because I ain't paying for shipping on anything right now. But let's get to the topic. I'm going to throw this thing behind me and get back to the topic. I'm sure that's going to fall down. If it does while I'm doing this video, just laugh and go with it. So here we go. The topic for today, and as always, I like to get you guys into discussions that are a lot different than what's happening across the sneaker industry, because most of the topics are going to be about sneakers and returns or whatever the hot hype discussion is in sneaker discussions. And I don't want you guys to focus on that stuff all the time. I want you to focus on other things that are happening in the sneaker industry that you should be taking a look at, because I think they're kind of important. So the website, arch-usa.com, this article is on the website and it's in the description. Let's get to it. So Adidas Originals NMD V3 finally corrects a 5-year issue, but will it shift? And what do I mean by shift? By shifting, I mean, will it come back to a point where it sails through as a general release? Now, there's a lot that took place during the course of writing this article, and by the end of the article, I will have opened up all of these windows to show you certain things. But let's dive into it. And I said that before, and I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. Just go along with it. In 2015, Adidas Originals launched a trailblazing NMD silhouette, taking cues from the brand's imitable archive in order to create a shoe that disrupted the sneaker world at the time. And this is really important. It really did disrupt the sneaker world. But let's get into it. In 2017, remember the NMD launched in 2015. In 2017, I wrote a prediction article on Adidas's growth. The trefoil had finally figured out the swoosh. And for almost 3 years, they had Nike in a blender. They were killing it. A lot of Adidas's growth was attributed to Kanye West incorrectly. Adidas, their launch of Ultra Boost and NMD, it gave us 2 futuristic models with a cushioning tech that sparked the imagination of fans. Boost did exactly that. It boosted Adidas into a different arena. The growth of the company was the perfect blend of design and performance. I wrote that prediction because I saw an issue on the horizon for Adidas. Nike had corrected some of their problems that they had from 2014 to 2016, and there goes the bag falling. And because Nike corrected some things in an article on the website called Scale of Sport, if you go to the site and you type and search in Scale of Sport, you'll find out when Nike corrected their issues, and it compounded the problems that I saw on the horizon for Adidas. The post that I wrote in the prediction was about design fatigue. 1 second. Sorry about that. When I get a call, I have to answer those phone calls. But my prediction post was on design fatigue. And I'm going to open up this window so you guys can see that original article that I wrote back in 2017 on Black Friday. And when I wrote this article, I said that Adidas had a silhouette problem. And most of it was because of an empty toe box. Everything that they were making did not have any design at the front, so every shoe looked the same. So on Black Friday back in 2017, they launched 3 shoes. And these are those 3 shoes. And see if you see a difference. That was 1. That's 2. That's 3. Those are 3 completely different shoes. They look exactly the same. And the problem was Adidas was also rolling out NMDs in newer versions where they switched a run on the R1. And that was super problematic. But let me go backwards and get you back into the article. Because of that design fatigue, by the following year, after I wrote the silhouette problem article, which you see right here, in 2018, Adidas products had been marked down And they've been consistently marked down since 2018. It didn't just stop then, it carried all the way up until even today. You have some models that are marked down. And this is what's going to be interesting. By the time we get to the end of this post, I'm going to show you some details on a new release, because remember, this post is about the version 3 of the NMD that's releasing on August 16th. Today is August 12th. All right. So all of these things that have been marked down for Adidas, I'm going to show you the red tags, right? And I called it the bloody walls at retail. And this was a markdown with all of these red tags. And I wrote articles with data to show the problem in resale, which for me has always reflected retail. So in one article, I delivered this post after, right? And you see it says, revisiting a discussion, will the Adidas NMD lose resale like the Nike Roshe run? May 27, updated in 2019. But here is the bloody wall. So this is a wall inside of a store. And if you notice, this is their flagship shoes from Adidas, Ultra Boost, NMD, and every shoe was on sale at $79.99. But even the Ultra Boost had been marked down to $59.99. That's a $180 shoe. So the NMD at this time was $130 to $140, and it was down to $99 and $79. This is very problematic, but this takes us back even further. So let's go back to the article. All right. I know we're all over the place, but just stay with me. So in the post where I asked if the NMD would become like the Roshe run, if you remember back when the Roshe run was popping, that thing was reselling for incredible numbers. Now, it still sells very well for Nike, but it is no longer a sneaker head shoe like it was originally. That thing was all over the place. The NMD did find its way to being very similar to the Roshe run. In that post, I wrote this. I'm giving you a chart from 2018. Adidas had released a Yeezy Zebra, right? I think it was a 350. The Yeezy Zebra, and the momentum of Kanye's kicks were no longer lifting the boat for the three stripes. So what had happened back in 2017 and 2018 when Adidas began to rely much too heavily on Kanye West. I think they relied much too much. A lot of their shoes were taking design cues from Kanye's shoes. But Kanye's shoes, they had decided to roll out a big, like the white Yeezy, and they rolled out a ton of them at one time, and the value of the shoes dropped. And Kanye was not really helping to lift the three stripes. The brand Adidas dropped a PrimeNet NMD that looked a lot like the Zebra, and that shoe fell flat. And when that shoe fell flat, it triggered a sell-off. Now, that's not with the red tags here. It triggered a sell-off because those shoes that they designed to look like the Yeezy Zebra, which was the Sashiko pack, those shoes went down to $49.99 a pair. And actually, I think it was really $69.99 a pair. But a couple of retailers dropped the price of the shoe to buy one, get one for $1, which made the shoes around $34.99. So the original price of the PrimeNet NMD, which should have never been done as far as I'm concerned, was $180. This was the sale price of that shoe in resale at the time, $82, $80, $70, $85, $68. That shoe was a $180 shoe that was on sale for $49.99. Buy one, get one for $1, which dropped the price. Let me get back. As Adidas's brand heat began to slide, I was picking up that model to do testing for $35 and $34.99 a pair. In other words, the model shows up on promo for 3 years because it came out in 2017. I wrote this article in 2019. So let me go back and open this updated article so you guys can see that it was updated August 27, 2019. So 2017, when that shoe was released, for 3 years, it was on sale in stores. Why is that problematic? Now, if you think about resale, you think about retail in any capacity, you realize when you have a shoe that's very similar to newer shoes that are coming out, and this shoe is on sale, people are going to gravitate towards the sale items. That means the newer products are not going to sell through. We were supposed to be starting this at the arrival of the NMD V3. But because I was writing this and I started seeing these problems, I was like, yo, I gotta write about this. So let me change this up a little bit. So let's get to the arrival of the NMD V3, which solved a major issue for the NMD. I've documented the NMD since its release and can probably discuss these trends, as you see, as well as anyone in the industry. I've talked about how the NMD S1 could return Adidas back to resale, which is an indicator of brand heat. The problem is Adidas hasn't fully unleashed the S1 in any considerable numbers. And if you haven't seen the S1, I have a picture of it in the article, and I'm going to click to it in a second. Every drop of the S1 has been limited, and that's understandable because the revision of the original NMD R1 early on disrupted Adidas' momentum with versions of the shoes that were overpriced and missing critical elements of the original NMD R1. So remember, Adidas launched the NMD R2 X and NMD X R1. Those shoes have been bumped up $20 more in price, from $130 to $140 to $150 to $160, and the Prime Knit was $180. All of those shoes disrupted the original NMD. Adidas disrupted their own growth and hasn't been able to adjust since. So this V3 edition, this shoe that you see to my side right here, it's really interesting and returns me to the original discussion at the start of this post. Design. So when we look at this shoe, elements of the S1, and remember the S1, let me open this up. If you hadn't seen the S1, it's an amazing shoe from Adidas. It's one of the dopest things that they've done in the last 5 years as far as I'm concerned, but it hasn't been released in big numbers at all. Even the lower version of the S1, and this is the RYAT, even the lower version is dope. It's incredible, right? Elements of the S1 do show up in this new V3 design with the blocks on the side. So the S1 RYAT, you see the blocks here. In the V3, you see these blocks that are right here. It looks very similar. And that's one of those design elements that made the original R1 really popular. But it's the toe box on this shoe that immediately hits me. Adidas got rid of the empty all knit toe box with this V3, and that's very smart. They also got rid of it on this S1, and even on the newer S1. They've gotten rid of the empty toe box design. So this new NMD V3 retains a familiar shape, so it looks the same, but they've added reflective elements and a fused overlay to the V3, and it gives it a traditional element which will allow for unique color blocking. The side panel, side of the shoe here, and the toe will allow for Adidas to utilize different materials as more colors release. Boost is now old tech, so the front of the design of the shoe, the front of it that looks so similar to the originals, that kind of hurts the model. It's going to hurt it. I don't think it's going to allow it to move back. Where the S1 caged the Boost, they probably should have done something very similar with this new V3, because that modernizes the tech. But the V3 uses a new molded block which partially cages and gives the midsole a slightly different look, but ultimately I think it may keep this model from moving back towards a GR resale status. I hope that's clear. Let's go down and look at more pictures of the shoe, but I love the idea of this toe box. Now, as I was writing this, I discovered some things, and we're going to get to that in 1 second. And I know you're like, man, we're watching to the end, and we want to get a giveaway thing, but you're killing me and making me watch to the end. Yes, I'm going to make you watch to the end. The shoe looks great. The V3 looks fantastic. But what will the response to the V3 be? Right now, the sneaker isn't showing up on major sneaker blogs, and it isn't being discussed on sneaker Twitter. The obvious reason for it not being discussed is this recent restocks by Nike and the Sneakers app, and Yeezy Day, which sent sneaker culture into a frenzy. But then again, anything with hype sends sneaker culture into a frenzy. But isn't that what Adidas really needs? Don't they need things to go into the sneaker culture with a frenzy, right? Don't they need the sneaker culture saying fire or must cop? Don't they need that? Right? It doesn't help. Now, this is one of those things. It doesn't help that as I was writing this article that you see over here, that Adidas is launching the V3 on August 16th. So remember, this whole article is rooted in a source link from Adidas. And that source link talks about the shoe releasing on August the 16th and being available. But this is the problem. Coming back down here and reading, and I'm going to click through on a few things. I'm writing this on August the 12th. And the all-white version of this new V3 is already marked down. Now I'm opening in this new window to go to the all-white version, and you can see it's a $160 shoe that's marked down to $128. You got blood on the Adidas site already. It's already on the Adidas site. And that's not a good thing. That doesn't help at all. So you're talking $160 for the NMD V3 at a time when the Air Jordan 1, which hits resale all the time, has not been selling out at $170 and $180. The market is dictating the price of sneakers and dropping the NMD in all of its flavors at $160 is akin to the debacle of introducing the PrimeNet NMD in 2017 at $180. 1 second. Sorry about that. Now, the PrimeNet NMD that was at $180 that dropped all the way down to $34.99 was problematic because of that $180 price point. This $160 price point shows basically this chart on resale of the shoes, the Sashikos, which looked a lot like the Yeezys, being at $85 from $180 in resale, where the shoe was being picked up at $34.99, shows the inherent problem of releasing that shoe at $160. And the fact that we just opened up the page and we can see that the white version of this shoe is already on sale when it's supposed to release on August the 16th. I go back to the purple and it's at $128. I think the gray, which some of these are not, like you see the set a reminder. Some of these shoes are already, it's insane that this model is marked down to $128. Now it's selling, and this is what's interesting. You see a ton of broken sizes that are gone, and you have to be notified. This shoe, had it been $130 straight out of the gate, that shoe would have hit it resale because you would have been able to resell it for $180 without dropping the price. Now, let's get back to the article. If the rollout is for the 16th, which we've seen on their own website, they've written this, and multiple colors are already available and marked down to $128 a pair, wouldn't Adidas benefit from the price adjustment to $130 without showing bloody tags on their own site? The three stripes fixed an issue with the empty toe box and design, but hasn't corrected some marketing and release strategies, which is understandable because of supply chain issues. But correcting silhouette fatigue is only an initial step in recapturing the community. Adidas needed to fix a lot of different things. They haven't done it. And I think because they have this partnership with Foot Locker, they could really right the ship and move back to a point where Nike and Jordan Brand is being challenged. But I think I'm going to wrap it up there. What do you guys think? Was this interesting for you? If it is, leave a comment. Let me know. You guys can share and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try and do more of these type of videos. I get so busy, you probably heard the phone going off over and over again. I am doing the giveaway on the pencil bag. So if you watched this long and you made it to the end, find my email, shoot me an email. I'm going to put it on the site with a link, and I need to get to it and do it. This is inside of a bag, and inside of a bag is crazy. But anyway, that's it. I will see you guys on the next one. I am going to put this up. If you, the 5th person that emails me, you're going to have to pay shipping. I'm not paying the shipping on it. So I'll put it on the site with like a $14.95 shipping, and I'll get this thing shipped out to you for the 5th person that shoots me an email. I got a lot of things to give away still. A lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff back there on the couch I need to give away. But this backpack is the first because I never used it. See you guys on the next one. Peace.